How you doing, everybody? It is Wing Rider. I've been doing some riding the past few days, so I got the Honda Goldwing out, 2012 Honda Goldwing you're looking at, and I've got the Pacific Coast. Here we go to put your Goldwing on the center stand. You say it's 920-pound bike as you buy it from a dealer. Well, it's not that difficult, and like I'm 220 pounds, so some people smaller than me can do it too, but there's actually a little trick to it. You take your foot, put it on the center stand, push it down on the ground, your right foot. There's a handhold back here, and then you just grab the grip. Stand the bike up until you feel the center stand solid on the ground, just solid. And instead of pulling so hard, pull up, stand, put all your weight on that center stand with your right foot. Just stand up on it and hold the grip, and then pull up on it at the same time. Boom, there you go. If you just grab that grip and pull it up, you can't pull that much weight. But if you take that center stand and just stand up on it as you pull, right, just go right back up there. Anyway, I'm gonna wash and clean up the bikes. Back's a little sore, but I keep the bikes all cleaned up. I need to get my camper cleaned up there. It's been sitting there. I bought that camper about 2 years ago. I've used it twice. Overnighters. I probably shouldn't have bought it, but my house is next door over there a little ways, and I parked my bikes in my dad's old shop building here that he built in 1974. He's career Air Force, 1954 to 74, I think. He was on the Presidential Air Wing in DC back in the 60s when I was growing up there in Arlington, Virginia. And then, we lived on Guam during the Vietnam War, and he was over there for a while. And but anyway, we live here in North Florida now, which is his home where he was born. Matter of fact, he lives in the same house over there he was born in, which is like, the house is like 100 years old, but it's remodeled on the inside. My mom took care of that. New wiring, everything, bathrooms. It's pretty neat on the inside. I grew up, part of growing up in that house, and then let's see, in 1971, we came back from Guam. We moved to Moody Air Force Base. My dad retired out of Moody. Lived in that house till I was, I started working, graduated high school, started working the next day, 18 years old. And actually, I was working at a diesel shop when I was 17. I was still in high school, working part-time after school every day. And it was a Ford tractor dealership, actually. And the day after I graduated, all the rest of the people in my class, a lot of them were going on the senior trip to the Bahamas. I went to work full-time. I didn't go on that trip. I guess about all they do is just drink and party, and I wasn't in that crowd anyway. But then when I was 24, I joined the Florida Highway Patrol, went to Tallahassee Florida Highway Patrol Academy, graduated there, and it was January 1989. Went to Sarasota County and spent several years working down there. 10 years working down there. And came close to getting on a motorcycle squad in Orlando, but they had a 2-year waiting list. Anyway, I'm going to wash and clean up the bikes. And it's a Sunday today. Time went back an hour. We got some strange animals around here. And then my mom's cats. Got to be careful when I'm going. Lucky! Don't go out in the road, my dog Lucky. got to be careful going around my mom's house because these little cat crap minefields everywhere. They crap and they cover it up, and it's like a little cat shit mine. You step in one of them, you know, boom. And there's like 20 of them freaking things over there. I pet them and everything. Lucky! But I'm not a big cat person. I pet them. I like cats. You know. Anyway, kind of like Uncle Si. I like my tea. I went on that diet a while back, that paleo diet, and lost some weight and got off some medications I was taking, eased up the pressure on my lower back. I quit drinking soft drinks and juices, and all I drink now is tea and water. So I carry a tea glass wherever I go. Anyway, you don't want to hear me sit here and talk. That's kind of boring. Most of my videos are kind of boring, but for the people who subscribe, I do appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to wash and clean up the bikes, and I use a leaf blower to blow dry my bikes. Like if you go through a car wash and you have that big blower, it's pretty much the same thing because there's lots of nooks and crannies on the Goldwing. As far as the electronics, this is mostly marine grade stuff. They get wet, it's not going to really hurt them to get water on it. You don't want to soak them, but I use a leaf blower, and then I use a towel to dry it off with. And when I clean it, just kind of the windshield and whatnot, I use Honda products. This Honda spray wax cleaner in a can. I use that. I don't use other stuff that's not approved because this stuff, windshields and stuff, they just cost too much. And this Goldwing this my baby, man, I tell you. And then that Pacific Coast, that's just my little fun. I have a lot of fun on that one. Anyway, I'm going to kill this one and do a little washing, cleaning up on the bikes. What the hell is that? Some kind of bird. Anyway, we got woodpeckers and all kind of stuff out there. And then this one little, in the summer, the whippoorwills out here, man, it's beautiful because it's quiet. It's really quiet out here. We live like 8 miles or so out of the little town of Madison, and Madison's only got 4 traffic lights in the whole town, so we kind of live out in the sticks. But we have our high-speed internet, and you know. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this one in, and it seems like the more weight I lose, the better my back gets. But I got some bad discs back there, so I just got to be careful. Anyway. That's from getting the years of getting beat up and run over and everything else on the highway patrol. It was a rough life. But when you're active, I was pretty active. I made a hell of a lot of arrests. I got into drug interdiction and firearms training and officer survival training, and I did all that stuff. I was a field training officer. Oh crap. Anyway, it's just like in the fighter pilots, you know, you got the ones that make names for themselves. They're really aggressive. They go out and get the kills. And then you have the ones that never get a kill, but they cover everybody else. They bomb targets. They do their job, but you never know their names. And then you have the same with cops, but the aggressive wasn't beating up people and stuff like that. That wasn't what it was about. It was about, you know, respecting people. I did that. It's, for example, common sense. I stopped a woman one time in an old beat up car, 3 kids. She was just divorced. It had everything they owned in the car. They had all kind of troubles with this car. I could have wrote a dozen tickets, but I pulled her over. I stopped her. I went up there and talked to her for a minute. I didn't write her a ticket. I mean, she couldn't afford to pay it anyway. It's just common sense. Instead, I helped her out. I gave her 20 bucks. You know, I had it. You know, her and the kids ate lunch on that, and I felt damn good about it. So, you know, stuff like that. Cops used to do stuff like that. Anyway, of course, if everybody in the country's against them, they're not going to feel like doing stuff like that because they're not appreciated. You appreciate them, they appreciate you, and they respond to that way. So, you know, stop abusing law enforcement. Get on their side, okay, and help them out and see what they do. They'll respond to that. You know, right now cops are mostly pissed off because of what how they're being treated. Anyway, things have to change, you know. It starts with a little, you know, appreciation here. Appreciate them. They appreciate you, you know. Cooperate. They respond better. Lucky! Ah! My dog Lucky goes, my mom comes out and she feeds the cats. And my dog Lucky, if she's out, she'll sneak over there and eat the cat food. Yeah. All right, I'm going to kill this one. Lucky, come here. Ah! My dog Lucky. Anyway, I call her Lucky because I rescued her from this abandoned place that I bought a house and some property and everything, and basically flipped it, had it fixed up and sold it and everything, made a little money on it. And she was out there living there. The people who abandoned her and left her there. And she's the sweetest dog, you know, sweetest animal. Anyway, I want to kill this one. I'm going to wash and clean up the bikes, then I'll come back and show you the bikes after they're cleaned and leaf blower, how I do that. Anyway, I'm just killing time today, doing a little video. So until a little while, when I'm done washing and cleaning up the bikes, I need to clean up my camper too. So this is Wing Rider. We'll talk to you in a little while.